What's going on, guys? Astro with Hidden Profits Crypto here, and today we're doing something a little new. As usual, I always want to say thank you to all the supporters. You guys have gotten me to the point where I even feel comfortable with just running my mouth and just making a video like this. I'm gonna try to keep the edits to a minimum. It's gonna be just like kind of a podcast style thing. As I'm recording this, I'm kind of just doing it to a black screen. I'm gonna figure out what we will do with any kind of visual thing, but this one is going to be more of a listen than a watch. So if you guys are doing something else and you have something else going on and you'd like to just kind of chill out and just listen, then this is for you. This is going to be kind of the first episode of this podcast style thing. I don't have a name or anything for it, but we'll figure it out as we go. I figured that the best way to start this off would kind of be just going over how I got into crypto and some of the stories I have with trading, how I learned to trade, getting into crypto in the bull market, what were some of the coins that I first found when I first got into crypto, all those kind of things. So this one's gonna be a little bit more of like a personal video. So I figured let's just do that. And yeah, so anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it. So I have been in crypto for, I believe, 3 years, maybe going on 4. I got in kind of like the end of 2018, I believe. So I was working at a factory at the time, doing RV doors, which was absolutely fucking atrocious. I will be cursing in this, so if you don't like to hear curse words, or that, I'm sorry. But I try to keep my other videos a little bit more professional, so these ones are gonna just be kind of off the cuff, so I am gonna just talk how I talk. So I was working at a RV factory making doors at the time. It was atrocious. I absolutely hated it, and I was just kind of trying to find some way to make some money. I'm not exactly 100% sure how I found crypto, but I did hear about it previously before. So basically when I was probably I don't even know, 14 or 15, something like that, I was playing Minecraft with this kid, and he was also pretty young, but he was a little bit on the higher side up, like admin or mod wise on the Minecraft server at the time. And that was kind of why me and him started talking, because he helped me with a problem and he was kind of cool. So then we kind of started playing together. But anyways, he was into crypto. He was into Bitcoin at that time, which is crazy now to think that a kid that young was already into Bitcoin, because I believe at the time I was pretty young, but he was younger than me. I remember that. But I did kind of end up kind of being friends with this kid on a personal level. I actually added him on Facebook and everything, which is not something you normally do with random ass people on the internet, But anyways, so one day we were playing and he mentioned Bitcoin to me, and being a kid or younger at that time, I didn't even have any inkling of what Bitcoin was. And honestly, at that time, I really didn't even care about financials or money or anything like that. I was still a kid, hence why I was playing Minecraft. I just wanted to play Minecraft and build stuff. I couldn't give two shits about money at that time. So now that I'm adult, obviously now in hindsight, I wish I would have listened, because I do like money and I like Bitcoin, and well, I think Bitcoin's all right. Maybe I'll get into that later in this video. I'll give my opinion on Bitcoin. But anyways, at that time, he was telling me about Bitcoin and I just wasn't really paying attention. He's like, yeah, it's this, currency, but it's on the internet and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even trying to hear it, because I'm just trying to build my little house. I don't even know what I was doing on the server at that time, but yeah, so he was telling me about it and I just wasn't listening. But if we fast forward a few years later, me and him kind of, I quit playing on that Minecraft server. We just kind of quit talking. And we were still friends on Facebook. So a couple years down the line, and I want to say it was the big bull run. So in 2017, that was like the big bull run that like a lot of people that got into crypto, I feel like that was probably the time they got into it, because just hearing about all the crazy stuff that was going on at that time, Bitcoin hitting, like it was crazy back then. Now, we've got a $60,000 Bitcoin, so that doesn't seem like anything. Honestly, I don't even remember what the price of Bitcoin was back then. I want to say maybe a couple $1,000s. But anyways, so the big bull run goes off, whatever. I know nothing of it, but all I know is that one day I see this same kid posting on Facebook about he turned 16 and his first car was like this brand new Mercedes, and he was thanking Bitcoin for his first car. So I'm sitting there looking at this nice ass Mercedes and thinking, man, why did I not listen to this kid when he told me about Bitcoin in the first place? So that was kind of like my introduction into even the idea of crypto. But like I said, I just didn't care. But fast forward, so it's like 2018, 2019, something like that. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm not sure how much that lines up. Maybe it was the first time Bitcoin popped up. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. All I know is Bitcoin went up. He made a lot of money. He bought a fancy car. And I was like, damn, I really missed my opportunity. Anyways, fast forward. Now we're working at this RV factory. I'm working but broke because, college student life. And I need more money. I want to make more money. And honestly, I have absolutely no idea what got me back into it, or what even, maybe it was a YouTube video that I might have seen or something. But I do remember that XRP was like the gem at that time in my eyes. So, I'm looking at a $4,000 to like $6,000 Bitcoin at this time. I'm looking at a $80 to $100 to maybe a $120 Ethereum at this time. XRP is 15-20 cents, I want to say. So Ethereum Classic, EOS, all these other coins that were a little bit more popular back then than they are now. Litecoin, all that stuff. I think Litecoin was like $40 or $20, maybe something like that. But I had no idea when I was getting into it if these things were even going to go up. But I did know that I heard about crypto before, and here it is. It's still alive. There's a ton of people into it. There's a bunch of coins now that aren't just Bitcoin. And so I kind of just got sucked into the rabbit hole. And then I remember just constantly, I was doing a ton of research, getting into it really hard. Learning about all the new coins, learning how any of this stuff works, like trading and, just how like the prices work, all that stuff, because it was all new to me. Especially charts. Looking at a chart was like, I just didn't understand it. So, as everybody, when you're new, you got to learn that stuff. So I just jumped headfirst into it. Really, really, really got into it. And I know I was annoying the hell out of all my buddies that I worked with at the time, because at that time I worked with like a ton of my friends. So I'm talking to them. I'm telling them like, yo, you guys need to get into this stuff. I remember I was shilling XRP. Everybody was talking about shit about XRP at the time, which people still talk shit about XRP now. So, it is what it is. But I was telling them, they weren't listening. They didn't want nothing to do with it, because they're like, why would you just put your money into some random digital thing or whatever? And so they didn't listen, but I just kept on going with it. And when I got into trading, that was kind of more or less when it really got to be like a hobby for me. So I guess I'll kind of explain how I got into trading. So I basically just watched a absolute ton of videos. I got on TradingView, just started, drawing lines, adding random indicators, hoping that I was going to see some sort of, patterns, whatever it was I was looking for. I remember the Ichimoku clouds. I like went super in depth and was like trying to study it a bunch, and then used it for like a day, didn't understand it, gave it up, moved to, the next indicator, run with that. That didn't work. So basically I have just a completely aimless direction. I'm just trying things, trying to figure it out. Back at this time, KuCoin was still newer. It definitely wasn't what it is today. And it was a little on the sketchy side. I remember at the time I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this. I remember Coinbase was obviously, Coinbase. Binance US didn't even exist then. It was just regular Binance. But being a US person, I couldn't use it without a VPN. And the thought of even using a VPN at that time was still scary to me. So I was like, oh, no VPN. We'll just have to figure it out. So I went down this line of trying out different exchanges. I remember Bitrue was one of the ones that I used, but their withdrawal fees were just like ridiculously high at the time, and it made me really mad. So I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm not dealing with it. And then I remember just kind of bouncing in between a bunch of different exchanges, and kind of just putting money in, trying to trade it. At this time, I basically only traded Bitcoin, which is crazy because now I don't trade Bitcoin at all, nor do I want to. So, and I'll talk about that more, but, I only traded Bitcoin. I had no interest in trading any other altcoins because at this time in my head, Bitcoin was like the only safe asset. My head, like if I traded Bitcoin, then like I'd be a good trader. I guess that was like the way I thought. I don't know why I thought like that, but like dealing with the other coins just didn't make sense. And Bitcoin just had so much volume compared to everything else. And I don't know. I want to say maybe it was because the altcoins at that time were just still too volatile. They moved way too much. You could just get absolutely wrecked. But I mean, I got wrecked anyways on Bitcoin. So, let's see. I started trading Bitcoin. I'm losing my ass on most trades. I'm not trading with a ton of money. I'm starting off with maybe 10, 20 bucks, whatever. Trying to make little trades, but it's not working. I remember I then found leverage, which if you guys, have been into crypto for a long time, and you remember when you were a trader and you first found leverage and you first knew that you could take, $10 and you could 10x that, and then you could trade with all that money that isn't yours. That's it's like, oh, okay, bet. So, and I remember people were like, do not leverage trade if you're new. If you leverage trade, you're going to lose your money because you don't know what you're doing. But me, I'm just the kind of person where it's like, nope, I'm going to just do what I want to do. And, I'll learn from my mistakes, or at least hope so. So I got into leverage trading, which was a bad choice. I'm 100xing every single trade. Every trade is full max out 100x leverage. Why? I have absolutely no idea. Because I guess I thought if I just did it at 100x and it did happen to go the right way, I would make a bunch of money, and then everything at that time, like my problems would be solved. But more or less what happened is I enter a trade at 100x. It instantly goes the opposite way. I get liquidated and I lose all my money. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do now. And then, yeah. So it ended up just making things worse. I will say Bit7 was my go-to exchange for leverage trading. Man, I loved Bit7. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Oracle crypto trader or whatever his name is on YouTube, but he is quite the character. He really, really entertained me back in the day, and he was always shilling Bit7 because, he was trading crazy amount. I'm talking $50,000 on like 50x leverage, and he's exiting trades 200, 300, 400% in the green. So that, of course, just instantly sparked my interest, and I was like, yes, Bit7, everything, yeah, let's do it. So Basically I end up on Bit7 and I'm trading 100x, staring at the 1 minute chart, and I'm getting absolutely wrecked. Of course, I'd have some good trades where I would make some money, but the one good trade would instantly get wrecked by the next really bad trade, and then 2 or 3 following bad trades, which put me in the hole or, you know, blew my account up. So then it's hop on, add some more money, send it to Bit7, lose that. And it just got to be excruciating. Mentally, at that time, like from a personal standpoint, I wasn't in the best mindset. I was working a bunch of jobs. I wasn't at the RV factory, but I was doing something else at that time and not happy about it. I've never been a fan of working jobs. I mean, I have since I like turned 16, but I've never really enjoyed it. I always knew that my calling was doing something that isn't working a 9 to 5, being someone's bitch. And I know maybe that might upset some people, but in my opinion, working a job, that's what it is. You're somebody else's bitch. I don't have a problem if it's a job that you like to do, but when you're putting your hard work in and people are just kind of, you know, trampling all over you, they don't care, they promise you raises you never get, you know, that shit gets annoying. So at this time, I'm in full, I need to get out of the rat race mode, right? Like, I need to get out of these jobs. I need to make something happen. I need to get out because I literally couldn't take it. So I think all that, like, mentality of like, I need to make this happen right now is exactly why I just wanted to trade with just max leverage all the time, because I was hoping, you know, to get rich quick. I will tell you, with crypto, you will never get rich quick. Like, you might put money into a coin and it might shoot up, you know, and that's great. But from my experience, the luck and getting rich quick are two different things. You can get lucky, but you're not going to get rich quick. At least not in this space. Maybe you could put $10 into Shiba and just wait a few months and it's worth like $1 million. But in my opinion, that's just not something that even should have happened in the first place. Man, I don't even want to get started with the dog coins. I could rant for forever about that. But anyways, back to the story. Where was I? So we're getting wrecked left and right. I'm mentally falling apart because I'm getting wrecked left and right, and I don't want to work anymore. And so I kind of took a little bit of a break. And by a little bit, I mean maybe a couple days. I quit trading, because I thought that would be enough. And it's hard to keep me away from doing something I want to do. So, I guess this kind of goes into how I learned to trade correctly. There is a YouTuber called, Crypto Bitcoin Chris. If you guys have never heard of him, I definitely suggest you guys go check his channel out. I basically owe everything I know to him. He has properly taught me the way, I would say. But he has kind of a specific style of trading. He just trades breakouts of patterns and stuff like that. So, ascending triangles, bull flags, head and shoulders, cup and handles, those the things that I show you guys in the price analysis and stuff like that. I basically owe that to him. I joined his crypto trading group at the time, which he had on Patreon. He was one of the cheaper people because I wanted to get into a trading group, but being broke as shit, I really could barely even afford any money to put into crypto. I forgot to even mention this. You guys might be thinking, well, you didn't even mention you bought anything this entire time. Just trading. That is exactly the problem. I didn't put any money into any coins at that time. If I would have put even just a couple $100 into Ethereum when I very first found crypto, right now it would have been worth a hell of a lot more. It would have been worth, a good amount. I didn't put any money into crypto. Basically, this entire time, I've just been putting money into trading, and that is a humongous mistake that you don't want to do. Do not do that. Like if that is one thing I could say is like put your money into coins that you actually believe in, and if you have a little extra cash that you could think of it like this, like if you could wipe your ass with that money, then you can use it to trade. That's the way you should think of it. If you can't wipe your ass with that money, then don't trade with it, okay? Like please, because you could make money on it, and maybe everybody's not as bad at trading as I was, but I think that is a good rule. If it's money that you can afford to lose, but you don't really want to lose it, put it into like coins and just hold them. That is the way to go. Maybe just put some into Bitcoin, Ethereum. You know, everybody wants to say put in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then maybe like one altcoin. I'm kind of a altcoin fanboy, or whatever you want to call it, as obviously the channel, we don't really care about Bitcoin or Ethereum at all. But yeah, if I could go back in time and put some money into some coins and then held them over the few years, we'd been great. But no, me being the dummy I was at the time, I put no money into it except for trading. And if I did have any money in a coin, as soon as I got liquidated, I would sell those coins, I put it into Bitcoin, send Bitcoin to Bit7 and go get liquidated again. That was my routine. So I needed some structure. I needed some guidance because it was an absolute shit show. So finding Crypto Bitcoin Chris's YouTube channel, he kind of gives like a sneak peek like what he can do for you, but then it's always go hit up my course. So I decided to check out the course. It was actually relatively cheap at that time compared to a lot of the trading groups that are just unbelievably expensive. I think paying $1,000, like if you're a beginner, there's no reason you should be paying $2,000 like right off the bat, just like putting $2,000 into like a trading course or anything like that. It just doesn't make any sense. Because most of the time it's going to take a long time before you even start making profitable trades. And even then, that's just so much money that you could put into other things that would yield you higher returns anyways. But anyways, so I get into his trading course. I believe it was like $60 a month. He had a thing going through Patreon, which like now it's like quadrupled in the price. I checked recently. And it's like quadrupled the price to get into it now. So, obviously I can't get back into it, or at least I'm not going to. But it was like $60 at the time. So I hopped into it, and, he just teaches you everything. He had like a secret YouTube playlist that had all just a ton of videos teaching you, like patterns, how to look for like volume confirmations of breakouts. What is a breakout, what to look for, with like RSI. If you guys see my price analysis, I use volume, RSI, MACD, and that's basically about it. In my opinions with those, and then finding the pattern formations, you can basically be a profitable trader as long as you stick to the rules. And that's something else I get into. You got to stick to the rules. Once you get your kind of like rule set, you got to stick to them, because if you don't, the emotion will completely take over and you will lose every trade. I will promise you that. And that is the biggest thing, is emotion. Take a second to talk about emotion. And that just doesn't go for just trading, but just crypto in general. When you buy a coin and it's going up, and you're in the green and you're making that profit, it feels like you're on top of the world. And then literally the second it starts going down, even if you're not even in the red yet, those profits that you could have had start going away. You start getting that weird feeling. You're like, oh, I don't know, man. Maybe I should sell. And then it goes down faster. And then you panic. And then it goes down real fast. And you get a big red candle. And then you go, oh no. And then what do? You sell at a loss. And now you just lost money. And then what happens? The price goes right back up, right back into the green, right where you just were. And now you're not in a position and you lost money on top of the trading fees and all that. That's how it goes. So that's what happens when you let emotion take over. You have to be looking at these charts and looking at these prices and even just looking at projects in general. Look at it from like a computer standpoint, not from a human standpoint, because computers, they just analyze what's there and they make the best choice based off of, whatever's there. Humans, well, we do the same thing, but then we add emotion into the bucket. So it's like, oh, well, I know that this is probably the best way to do this, but I feel like maybe I should do this instead. And then that's where you end up losing your ass. So control your emotion is a good point, I guess, to take away from that. So anyways, I'm in his trading group. I start making profitable trades and it felt great. I was like, I'm finally making some money trading. Like this is the way to go. This is going to be the future. Like all I got to do is just buckle down, really pay attention to this, really get into it, and I'll be able to be like a trader, because that's what I wanted to do. Like originally, when I first found crypto, it was cool or whatever. But then when I really got into like trading, that was where it took over. Trading was like, yeah, I wanted to be a trader. I wanted to be a day trader, not a swing trader, not a long-term trader. I wanted to be a day trader. I wanted to wake up extremely early in the morning, be in and out of multiple trades in one day, come out with, maybe even, my goal was $100 profit. If I figured if I could make $100 profit every day, I could quit my job and I could do, whatever I want. I could just kind of chill. And the more I get better at it, the more money I'll make, and then I'll be good. But spoiler alert, that never really happened. So, the job I was working at the time, I am doing my job, but I'm also reading books, crypto trading books while I'm working. The bosses didn't really care for that, but as long as I'm doing my job, I don't see what's wrong with reading a book, but that's half my problem why, me and jobs just don't really work out. But I guess fast forward, I'm still in the trading group, and I'm making a little bit of money, not a ton, because I'm still making stupid trades. I'm still entering a trade, knowing what it's going to do, but not listening to my gut, and then either getting stopped out or pulling out too early before I don't even know what my problem is. Honestly, yeah. I was just a mess when it came to trading back then. I just wasn't good at it. I mean, that's just literally all it was. I definitely think over the time, as I've not only like mentally matured, but like, my trading skills, reading the charts, just crypto in general, like the more you're in it, the more you understand how things work. And that was the biggest thing, I think, for me, that I just didn't get, was that I needed time in the market. You have to put time in this market. If you put the time in the market, then it will, you'll kind of receive back, because you know what's going on. You know the mistakes not to make because you've made them so many times before. And you can just go about it a way better way. So, yeah, I guess that about sums that up. Now, I guess, okay, we can talk about how, so basically I'm trading, and this was when COVID hit. So I remember the day that like the huge market dump, it was like right when COVID was coming out. I remember I was driving to work. This isn't going to sound great of me, but whatever. I was driving to work. I have my phone in my hand. I'm staring at the chart, and I can tell that Bitcoin is not looking good. Like, I knew enough at this time to kind of have, like, obviously, a pretty decent grasp of what was going on, because I was in this trading group and everything. So just looking at it, I could tell Bitcoin was looking super, super sketchy. The news at the time, they were talking about this, this sickness that like could have came from China or whatever, and I don't even want to get into that. But there was talks about possibly a pandemic happening. Now, again, in hindsight, now we know the shit show that was. But nobody at that time had a clue. The stock market and the crypto market that morning, like, I've never seen a dump like that in my entire life. It started going down a couple $100 just in a few seconds. And then it went down like $1,000 at a time. And I was just like, holy crap. I want to say at that time, the max was like, I think the highest price that it got to was maybe 8,000, 9,000, maybe even 10K. But I think that was like the top, right? People were like, the top is 10K. And you know how that goes. But I'm driving the car. I'm on TradingView looking at Bitcoin about ready to fall off of a cliff. So I'm getting close to work, but like I said, I absolutely hated this job. I hated it. Like, I don't hate a lot of things, but this job was one of the most miserable places I've ever worked in my entire life. I don't want to go into the long details of that, but any excuse I could find to not be at that job because they treated me like garbage, I would find a reason. So I wasn't even really worried about that. I just seen Bitcoin about ready to go into the dumps. I knew that I had money on Bit7 ready to go to short the absolute shit out of Bitcoin. So I pull into a Walmart parking lot. I'm sitting there. I quickly put in 100x. I don't even know how much money I had at the time on that account, but I put 100x trade in, a short, and then I watched Bitcoin dump like $2,000, right? It went from like $6,000 to like $4,000 in a couple seconds. It was insane. Like, I'd never seen anything like it at that time, so it was blowing my mind. But it just dumps. I watch my 100x short go from being, a couple bucks into the profit to boom, I'm like up like $200 or $300. And at that time, being up that much money was quite a bit to me. So I was like, oh man. And then I exited my trade, and I remember by the time, because it bounced really hard. I don't think people were ready for it to dump, and it hit a bunch of buy orders way down there, so it just instantly bounced. And I ended up exiting the trade. I think I exited with like $100 profit. So in my head, I made $100 for the day. Screw that job. You know what I'm saying? So call it off that day. And that was, I'm making myself sound like an absolutely terrible employee. I'm really not, I promise. Like, I will be one of your best employees until you screw me over and you treat me like shit. Once you do that, I just don't care to be a good employee for you, And that's exactly why, I wanted to get away from that whole, lifestyle. But, basically, I watched it dump, and it was crazy. I made my $100. I was cool. I was like, all right. And I just kept trading. But later on, man, I don't even remember how much longer after that. The whole market ended up rebounding. COVID hit hard. People were, they were talking about shutting everything down. And then everything got shut down. I ended up at home, making unemployment, chilling, because everything was shut down. And so I took my opportunity to get back into it. At that time, crypto was really stressing me out. I was trying with some of the money that I was getting to trade, and it just wasn't working, dude. And I was really, really getting stressed out because I'm like, all right, now this is my opportunity. I can start trading and focus on it now. And I kept doing it, but I just kept losing money because I was putting too much pressure on myself. I wanted to just, make all this money every day, and it just wasn't happening because I was stressing myself out so much. I just was making terrible calls, and I was obsessed with it. I was overly obsessed, like obsessed in a bad way. So, you know, I was losing money, and I remember just having a breakdown, and that's kind of why I wanted to just make this video. Cause like in real life, besides the crypto stuff, I just try to be really, really honest, with how I feel and stuff. And man, I had a straight up mental breakdown because I just wanted to be a trader so bad. And now I look back at it and I'm just like, bro, you need to chill. But at the time, man, that was like it for me. I was like, oh, if like this is my opportunity to become like a trader, and if it don't work, well, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then whatever. But I decided to take a break from crypto. That was like shortly after COVID hit. You know, we were locked down. I remember just being in my house playing video games just damn near every day. That was like when Valorant was coming out, so we were just playing that. And I took a break from crypto for quite a while. It was pretty much up until we had that pop off in last year in 2020. That big run up, it was a little bit right before then. I started getting back into it. And funny enough, SafeMoon is actually the coin that kind of got me back into crypto. I heard about it. I bought some. I ended up making a bunch of profit. Yeah, I got into, you know, the whole trust wallet and then all the coins that followed with that. And I just went full on back into it. But this time with a little bit more knowledge and better decision making. I told myself, you know, no more Bitcoin trading. We're not trading Bitcoin. Like, that's not the move. It hasn't been this move this entire time. And I'm trying to force something to work that isn't going to work. So I told myself, no more Bitcoin trading. We're done with that shit. We're not going to do it anymore. And I had, you know, like I said, a little bit of extra money. So I put it into SafeMoon. SafeMoon popped. I put a little bit of money into some of those other random shit coins that were coming up when SafeMoon was popping. But SafeMoon was the reason I started this channel. So if you guys go back and look at my very, very first video, I believe it was a SafeMoon update. That was that was what I wanted to do, because I was like, man, there's a lot of new people getting into crypto. I have some insight, besides being a terrible crypto trader at that time. I had a lot of insight, and I knew about crypto more than the new person. So I figured might as well, start a channel and try to keep up to date. Because SafeMoon I thought was going to be really, really big at the time. So I started making the updates for that. And then it was shitcoin season. Man, everything was popping. You could put $10 into like the rant, like go on Reddit, the Moonshots crypto Reddit page, find a random fucking coin on there that they were shilling, throw $10 in that bad boy, and you were making some money. That's how it was going. And I should have knew that when that was happening, that was the sign of the end of that, whole dilemma. But, whatever, the market pulled back. A lot of those coins that I put money into, the little dookie coins, they didn't really do anything. They're worth like nothing now. They pulled all the liquidity. They're at like 50 cents for a couple million coins, whatever. But then I started making videos about just like random coins. But originally I was just going to make videos on really like just all altcoins, anything that I found and people wanted me to look at, I would look at it. But then I understood that with this channel comes, I don't want to say power, because that sounds weird, but like I have the power to influence people in a way that could either make their life great or could, if they maybe make the wrong choices, make it worse. Now, obviously, I'm not no financial advisor or nothing like that. So my input on anything is just, my input. It's just my opinion. But, if you suggest a good project to somebody and they put some money into it and that coin shoots off, that, you know, that one little video that you might not think anything about could completely change somebody's life. Or, you know, if I hop on YouTube and start shilling some shit coin, some Shiba Floki trillionaire, billionaire, moonshot Dogecoin, you know, one of those guys, you know, if I hopped on here and that was all I was showing you guys, and you put money into one of those projects and then it just ends up getting rug pulled, because most of them are just rug pulls. Let's be 100% honest here. I'll just go ahead and rant about this. The dog coins, the meme coins, dude, they are not, I will just, you know, it's a hill that I'm willing to die on. They're not worth it. They don't, most of the time, they don't do anything. And when you go and you look, you know, you can go on CoinMarketCap right now and you can find 10 of them easily. Go to the recently added, look for anything that has a picture of a dog, click on the website, and you will see a cookie cutter outline, basically, of like, the websites are all the same. They're all the same. They're all like some variation of some stupid dog logo or icon, right? And then it says something about community governance. We're a community-focused project with a community-driven NFT marketplace. That, at the time, that's what they were all, NFT marketplaces. Everything was an NFT marketplace. You know, and then you go to the roadmap, and the roadmap is, one of the goals is to get this many holders and get this exchange listing and get you know, this and that. They're not actual things. They're just, you know, that's like if my roadmap for my YouTube channel, right? My roadmap is 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 1 million. Like, of course, no shit. Like, obviously, I want to reach those, you know, milestones, but that's what they are. They're milestones. It's not a project that actually has anything going for it. Saying, oh, we want to get to 10,000, any shitcoin can get 10,000 holders. You know, with enough marketing and enough paying the right YouTubers or, you know, whatever, the right amount of money, and telling them, hey, tell your audience about this coin. And then people trust that YouTuber and they put money into that coin. And then now the next thing you know, they wake up and it's at zero because they got rug pulled. And, you know, and then the YouTuber, oh, well, you know, I'm not responsible. It's their choice. It is their choice, but you're an influencer. You have that power, you know, and I'm not going to say no names because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to start drama. I'm not a drama person. I would rather just be happy and cordial with everybody. But there are some YouTubers out there that like that's just what their channel is. It's get paid, talk about this coin, tell people it's great, and that's the channel, you know? But that's not what I wanted it to be. I wanted my channel to be me showing you guys projects that I actually believe in, projects that I don't put my money in every single project I show you guys, but I do a majority of them. Like, looking at my channel right now, like, I'm going to be buying KDL. That was like one of their most recent coins. Nervos, I just made a video about that like yesterday or the other day. You know, I don't have any money in Nervos. I'll be 100% honest. Dexy, like, most of my portfolio is Dexy. And that's like one of the most talked about coins on this channel. You guys know I am a complete 100% Dexy fanboy. But that's literally because I found the project extremely early, and from the first day I found that project, I knew what it was going to be. I knew the potential, and that's a thing. Some people can't always make that judgment between, will I make money or does it have potential? And that's my thing. You guys will hear me say in a lot of these videos, I think it has a lot of potential. That's what it's about. It's not always about if the coin's going to moon tomorrow. We're not worried about that. We're worried about putting our money into things that are going to make money over time, that are going to shoot off, you know, hopefully, because they have fundamentals that back them up, that give them a reason to be shooting off. You know, when you know, Floki Shit Moon goes from 10 cents to 60 cents and it doesn't do a damn thing, there's no fundamentals to back up that. All that is manipulation, you know? And I see people using Elon Musk's opinion, or, oh, Elon Musk said this coin was going to do this and this, and come on. You guys got, I don't want to say like you guys believe that, but like I see way too many people in the crypto market taking what Elon Musk says as like scripture. It's not. No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what the market's going to do. He's not making any of those comments to make you guys money, you know? And I think a lot of people think that like Elon Musk, because he's a billionaire, like he's out here trying to like fill your pockets with crypto. He's not. He's not. I hate to break the truth to you, but he is not doing that. None of these rich people on Twitter or YouTube or anywhere, their main goal is not to make you rich. Trust me. I'll just tell you that right now. If anything, their main goal is to make themselves rich. And when you put a bunch of money into something that only you, speak about, and when you know that, oh, if I have a bunch of money into unnamed coin, and then I go on Twitter and shill the absolute shit out of unnamed coin, and then unnamed coin goes up, 50 cents, and now all of a sudden I have millions and millions and millions of dollars that I just made because I shilled unnamed coin, and then I pull my bag and now the market goes down and now nobody's buying unnamed coin. I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want to put nobody on blast, but yeah, I really hope the dog coin trend is dead. I hope it dies with Shiba, and I'll just say that here. I don't think it's good for the crypto market. It's giving a lot of new people a really, really, really skewed idea and vision of what crypto is. Crypto is not it's not a casino. That's not what this is. This is the future of our financial system. This is the future of it's going to be the future of the internet. Web3 is, it's going to change our lives as we know it. And that's something that a lot of people just don't think about. There's so much more to this than just put $20 in, Moon token and hope Moon token, makes me thousands of bucks. There's real legitimate projects out here that have a lot of fundamentals, utility, and a lot of promise that don't get the spotlight because, and honestly, these exchanges, I'll rant for a second, these exchanges are just as much to blame. And that's when you should know. When you start seeing all these big exchanges listing the same random little dog coin like Shiba, come on, it's red flag city. Red flag city, in my opinion. Especially because, Cadena. You don't see Cadena listed. Cadena's going to be, I don't care what anybody says, Cadena's going to be one of the craziest tokens in the next couple years. Oh, we'll see. We'll see what Cadena's really about. But I don't see them, when they're infinitely scalable blockchain. I don't see Coinbase listing Cadena. I don't see Binance listing Cadena. I don't see, all these other big exchanges that just decide to just throw up, oh yeah, yep, here's Shiba, come give us all your money and then we'll just dump the market on you. I hate that. I hate new people coming into crypto and getting the wrong idea because they're gonna leave, and that's not what we want. We want people to come to crypto. We want them to see what this space has to offer, and it has a ton to offer. The crypto space can change your life if you get involved in it enough. If you make the right moves, put your money in the right things, this space can 100% change your life. And I'm saying that as somebody who it hasn't fully changed my life, but it's changed my life enough that I'm even making this video. So that's something just to keep in mind. It's going to be crazy. I don't even think we've seen the beginning of it. Web3 is going to bring just an entire new understanding of how our life is going to function. Can you imagine going through every day not putting your money in and out of banks? Can you imagine, governance that isn't the government. These are the things that you have to kind of conceptualize in your head to understand where we're going and where we're going to be. And that's another thing with, these tokens. If you want to be putting your money into the best things that you can, you have to be thinking into the future. It's good to be present always in life. It's always good to be present. Don't be in the future too much. But with the crypto market, it definitely pays off to think ahead, because if you can, if you were to put your money, if you were to position yourself into, into metaverse projects before Facebook changed their name to Meta, and before, we had this run up, you're making crazy profit. So that's what you have to think about, being ahead of the game. That's really the key. Find projects that have things actually going for them and that are going to be used in the future, and put some money into them. It doesn't have to go off tomorrow, but it might, you might put some money into some projects now that you think might be big in the future, and a couple months from now or next year, they might go on a bull run. Maybe you're putting money into Web3 projects right now. I really do think we are going to see a run up of Web3 projects. So maybe next year, there's a big Web3 run up. So now all those tokens that you positioned in now, while they're cheap and while nobody cares about them, you're going to make all that profit in the future. So that's kind of how I go about looking at coins. That's why, just looking at some of my videos here, like the Promotio video that we did, that's like a social media focused platform, as well as like advertising. We know how much advertising is a big part of our life. So that's why I looked into that project and made that video. Now, is it super popular? Are people coming up to me left and right asking me my opinion on Promotio? Of course not. But it's a project that nobody cares about right now that I personally see a ton of potential for the future. Now, could this project do nothing? Could they not follow their roadmap and maybe a year down the line, nobody even knows what the hell Promotio is? Sure. But if they're a legitimate good team and they stick to what they say they're going to do, then you have no reason, to not trust them. Especially if you are putting your money in the right coins, you'll have no reason to question yourself. When I put money into Cadena, I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking, but if I put money into Cadena and I have that security that when I put my money into it, it might go down, but the Cadena team isn't going to just disappear. You know what I'm saying? Cadena's not going to just go to zero tomorrow because it's not a rug pull. It has the credentials there for me to have enough knowing that something catastrophic isn't going to happen. When you throw $1,000 into a random coin that just came out yesterday, you have absolutely no idea if you're going to wake up that next day and it's going to be at zero. And it's just not, in my opinion, the way I go about it, not a good way to invest. It's just too risky. Sure, you might get lucky a couple times and make, a good amount of money off those random ass coins that might shoot up before people pull all their money, but it's just not risky long term. So, another project that I looked at that was similar was Verify. That one is, to kind of filter out some of the shit coins, look for legitimate projects, and not only that, but data storage, which I feel like is going to be, it will be big in the future with, Web3 coming up. You're going to need data storage, cloud storage, all that kind of stuff. So that is why I put my money, into those kind of projects. I do hold Verify. I was thinking about selling my Verify when they did their little migration thing. But I ended up migrating. I'm still sitting on those tokens and they've gone up since. So that's, and in the future, when their Verify lens comes out, when they're, actually doing data storage and all this other stuff, and they're up to their full potential, that coin could moon, they could do 10, 20, 30x. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. That's how I go about these projects. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Braves being annoying and giving me notifications. I've been talking for almost an hour, so I think that's about good. I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, kind of just hearing me run my mouth, I'll tell you, I'm very good at running my mouth, so I can always make more of these videos. So leave me some feedback and some comments and all that jazz, some discussion down below. You can, maybe tell me your story, how you got into crypto, how long you guys have been into it, that kind of stuff. Leave a dislike if the video bored the shit out of you. If you made it this far, if 56 minutes in and you disliked it, well, guess you didn't dislike it that much. Make sure to subscribe. As usual, we upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That schedule seemed to be working great. The channel's been growing like crazy, and I just cannot explain enough how much I appreciate your guys' support. You guys viewing the videos. Whenever you guys leave a comment, let me know that you that you enjoyed the video and it, taught you something. I love that. I love making a positive impact on people's lives. Not no cheesy shit or trying to sound, all nice or anything like that. It's something I genuinely do really enjoy. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next video, and until then, peace.